Hey, Bane Leapster from Jesus Culture. I want to tell you, I'm here in Michigan, and our heart has been stirred that God would awaken an entire generation in this state. And I'm up here right now really believing God for that, asking God, would you give us an entire generation in Michigan? And one of the things that's burning on our hearts is to really actually see the generations connect, to see the generations run together for revival. In fact, recently the Lord really began to speak to us that the model that we're to go after is really found in the book of Esther, where it's Mordecai fathering Esther, who together take a nation. It's Mordecai connecting with Esther, who actually see an entire nation saved. And this is what we believe God's doing in Michigan, that He's actually beginning to connect the generations for revival. And one of the ways that He's connecting the generations for revival is through prayer. We have the opportunity to really call a generation to give themselves fully to the cause of Christ in the earth. And this is what we're passionate about. This is what we're burning about. This is what we're giving everything for, is to really see an entire generation give themselves fully to the cause of Christ in the earth. And to have their hearts awakened in such a way that their entire lives, not just their teens and 20s, but the rest of their life, that they'd be marked by revival. But the foundation of a life given to revival is the secret place. At the end of Matthew chapter 6, Jesus says, if you'll take what I teach, what I just said, my words, you'll be founded on the rock. And part of what He said in Matthew chapter 6 was, when you pray, go into the secret place. And there's a foundational piece of your life that if you're truly going to give yourself to see an entire generation awakened, if you're truly going to give yourself to not just sit on the sidelines of history, but actually be in the game, if you're truly going to be a game changer, then at the foundation of your life has to be this thing called prayer. It has to be a secret place lifestyle. And this is what the Lord's calling us to. The Lord calls us to first be with Him. He doesn't call us to send us first. He first calls us to be with Him. And it's in the secret place that we're with Jesus. It's in the secret place that we encounter His presence, that we encounter our mandate. It's in the secret place that we encounter His love. And there's a story actually in Judges of a guy named Jehu. And it's interesting that the son of the prophet comes to Jehu to give him a word, to give him his mandate, to anoint him. He was coming to give him a mandate that he was going to overturn Jezebel. He was going to give him his mandate. He was going to give him anointing. But he first required that he separate himself to an inner room. And I really believe that God is calling an entire generation to separate themselves to the inner room of prayer. And in the inner room of prayer, they are going to encounter an anointing that you cannot get anywhere else. The reality is this: as much as I love conferences, as much as I love corporate gatherings, there is an anointing that you can only get in the secret place of prayer. There's an anointing to change the world. There's an anointing and authority that is only found in the secret place. And my prayer really for a generation is that God would take them into the school of prayer, that they would establish as their foundation of their entire life, again, not just your teens and 20s, but your entire life would be founded on a secret place lifestyle. And in that secret place lifestyle, I truly believe that a generation is going to find out who they are. They're going to find out their identity. They're going to be motivated by one thing, His love, not being known in the earth. And I am convinced that those that will change the world are those that are not famous on stages, but are famous in the secret place. And the goal of your life has to be to become famous in the secret place. If you can become famous with Jesus in the secret place, He will release an authority on your life to actually see an entire generation awakened. And this is your mandate. Nothing else will satisfy you. And we've really seen even those that have given themselves on campuses to the secret place and different things, that they're the ones with the authority to shift the atmosphere. I mean, you're a big deal to God. Like, you're a big deal in heaven. And you giving yourself to prayer shifts the atmosphere. This is the mandate. Like, we're called to actually get in the prayer room, get in the prayer closet, and actually shift the atmosphere over an entire generation. And that happens through prayer. And so, listen, we're encouraged to be here in Michigan, and I want to call you and challenge you with everything in me. Join the Michigan Watch of the Lord. Join this movement that's calling both young and old to give themselves to a life of prayer and to create a lifestyle. And I want to tell you, beyond organizing a prayer movement, this has to be something that goes beyond just something you sign up for. It has to become a lifestyle that you're marked by the rest of your life. That when you are 80 years old, you will still have a secret life, a secret history with the Lord, prayer, life going on with you. So I'd encourage you to go for it, do that, join Michigan Watch of the Lord. You've been called to shift the atmosphere over your generation. It's going to happen, but the foundation of that, the foundation of your life has to be the secret place lifestyle. Bless you.